Gaslighting is a manipulative tactic that undermines an individual's sense of reality, leaving them feeling confused, invalidated or uncertain. It's a technique that has gained popularity in recent times, with people becoming more aware of its existence and how it can affect them. Unfortunately, gaslighting has crept into the workplace and could be sabotaging your career without you realizing it. It's a subtle yet damaging form of psychological abuse that creates an imbalance of power and leaves victims feeling powerless and disoriented, impacting their mental and emotional health. In this video, we'll discuss 10 signs of gaslighting at work. Whether it's your boss, coworker or even subordinates who are using this technique. Knowing these signs can help you become more aware and take necessary steps to protect yourself. Maintain your psychological well-being and avoid the long-term effects of gaslighting. By understanding how gaslighting works and how it can manifest in a professional setting, you'll be better equipped. 1. Constantly questioning your memory or judgment. One of the key signs of gaslighting at work is constantly questioning your memory or judgment. This can occur in various ways, such as a colleague or manager dismissing your ideas or suggestions, denying conversations or agreements that you recall, or even manipulating evidence to make it seem like you were mistaken. Gaslighting seeks to undermine your confidence in your own perceptions and abilities, often making you doubt yourself and feel like the problem lies with you. If you find yourself in this situation, it is important to trust yourself and seek support from colleagues or supervisors who can help offer a more objective perspective. It is important not to let gaslighting tactics negatively impact your self-worth and well-being. 2. Minimizing or denying your experiences. One of the significant warning signs of gaslighting in the workplace is minimizing or denying your experiences. Minimizing involves downplaying the severity of your experiences, implying that you are overreacting or being too sensitive. For example, if you raise a complaint about being harassed by someone at work, your manager might suggest that you're misinterpreting the situation or trying to blow things out of proportion. Conversely, denial involves rejecting your experiences entirely, stating that they did not occur or that you were mistaken about what happened. Gaslighting of this nature can significantly impact an individual's confidence, self-worth, and sense of reality, ultimately causing them to doubt their memory, perception, and sanity. 3. Blaming you for things that aren't your fault. Gaslighting is a manipulative tactic that is often employed at work to maintain power dynamics and keep employees off balance. One of the most common red flags of gaslighting is when the gaslighter blames you for things that are not your fault. This tactic can take a variety of forms, from attributing mistakes or oversights to you that were actually made by someone else to falsely accusing you of causing a problem or creating a difficult situation. Regardless of the specifics, the underlying effect is the same. By shifting blame onto you, the gaslighter attempts to make you feel guilty or incompetent, and to create an environment in which you are made to doubt your own abilities and judgment. If you are experiencing this type of behavior at work, it is critical that you recognize it for what it is and seek support from a trusted colleague or HR representative. 4. Changing the subject to avoid accountability. One of the signs of gaslighting at work is changing the subject to avoid accountability. This tactic of avoiding responsibility for one's actions involves deflecting the focus away from oneself and onto someone or something else. By redirecting the conversation, the gaslighter can downplay any wrongdoing on their part and shift the blame to someone else. This behavior can be harmful and detrimental to the victim's reputation and career progression, and it is important to recognize and address it. Strategies for dealing with this type of gaslighting include staying focused on the original issue, refusing to be sidetracked, and calmly pointing out the gaslighter's behavior. It is essential to hold individuals accountable for their actions and to promote a work environment based on honesty and fairness. 5. Using sarcasm or humor to belittle you. Perhaps one of the more covert signs of gaslighting in the workplace is the use of sarcasm or humor to belittle you. Gaslighters may attempt to dismiss your concerns, undermine your work, or make you feel insecure by using jokes or sarcastic comments. They may pretend to be joking when in reality, they're trying to make you question yourself or your abilities. These comments often come across as passive-aggressive, with underlying tones of criticism or judgment. It's important to recognize when someone is using humor or sarcasm to belittle you and address it promptly. Remember that you deserve to be treated with respect in the workplace, and gaslighting in any form is not acceptable. 6. Withholding information or resources. One of the common signs of gaslighting in the workplace is withholding essential information or resources needed to do a job correctly. This tactic is used to control and manipulate employees, as they are made to feel incompetent or unable to complete their work without the withheld resource or information. The act of withholding information or resources can also be used as a punishment for not complying with unreasonable demands or for speaking up against abusive behavior. Such behavior can result in employees feeling isolated, frustrated, and unable to perform their tasks effectively, leading to decreased productivity and job satisfaction. As a manager or colleague, it is essential to promote a culture of transparency and open communication, allowing employees to have access to the tools and information necessary to do their jobs efficiently. 7. Isolating you from colleagues or friends. One of the 10 signs of gaslighting at work is when an individual is being isolated from colleagues or friends. This tactic is used by the gaslighter as a form of control over their victim, as they cut off any support network that may help the victim recognize the manipulation they're experiencing. The gaslighter may use various methods to isolate their victim, such as spreading false rumors, bullying, or using their authority to prevent their victim from being included in team activities or events. The victim may feel alone, helpless, and vulnerable, and may even start to question their own judgment and ability to connect with others. It's important for organizations to create a positive work culture where everyone feels safe and supported, and for individuals to recognize these signs and speak out against such behavior. 8. Using aggressive or intimidating behavior. Gaslighting at work is a form of emotional abuse that can be difficult to detect. One of the telltale signs is the use of aggressive or intimidating behavior. This can include yelling, making threats, or using physical gestures to intimidate others into complying with their demands. The gaslighter may also use gaslighting statements, such as, "You're overreacting," or, "You're just being too sensitive," to undermine their target's confidence and make them doubt their own feelings and perceptions. If you notice a colleague or supervisor exhibiting this aggressive or intimidating behavior towards you or others, it is important to address it directly or report it to a supervisor or HR representative. All forms of workplace abuse must be taken seriously and have zero tolerance. 9. Making unrealistic demands and setting impossible standards. Making unrealistic demands and setting impossible standards is a sign of gaslighting in the workplace. This behavior can cause employees to constantly doubt their abilities and feel like they are never good enough, no matter how hard they try. Gaslighters may set unattainable goals, give vague or contradictory instructions, or constantly change expectations, leaving their targets feeling anxious, stressed, and overwhelmed. This can lead to burnout and decreased performance, as employees struggle to keep up with the unrealistic demands. As a leader or coworker, it is important to be aware of this behavior and speak up if you witness it in order to create a healthy and supportive work environment. 10. Refusing to listen to your ideas or feedback. One of the most common signs of gaslighting at work is when a colleague, supervisor, or manager refuses to listen to your ideas or feedback. They may dismiss your input, ideas, or opinions as irrelevant or unimportant or speak over you during meetings. This behavior can lead to you feeling undervalued and ignored, which can impact your self-esteem and confidence. It can also lead to you doubting yourself, which is one of the primary goals of gaslighting. If you are experiencing this behavior, it's important to address it with the individual and document any instances where it occurs. It may also be necessary to seek support from a trusted colleague, mentor, or HR representative to help you navigate the situation. In conclusion, gaslighting is a serious form of emotional abuse that can happen at work. If you suspect that you are being gaslighted by a colleague or a boss, it's important to trust your instincts and reach out for help. Seek out supportive colleagues, friends, or a mental health professional who can provide you with guidance and support. Remember, it's not your fault, and you deserve to work in a safe and healthy environment. Being aware of the signs of gaslighting can help you identify it early and put a stop to it before it leads to long-term emotional harm. Have you experienced gaslighting? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for future updates.